rolled off of me and slammed straight into the ground right next to me, and just like was looking straight up, dazed. Like
he was probably drunk and or high. Let's be honest.
I mean, porque no lo dos? But it was quite an experience. 3 butts to the head.
3 butts to the head. The funniest thing about that too is I kept turning around and telling and yelling at you, going incoming, because I could see it coming from the back of the pit to where we were, and you just gave me this look like, what?
What's incoming?
Boom! Just right to the head.
Every time after it hit me, all 3 times, I was like, oh, he said incoming. It was bad.
It was a very caboose from Red versus Blue kind of thing going on.
It was beautiful.
Yep. So hello to everyone that's on Twitch out there. We invite you to leave comments, reactions, questions, heckle us in the chat. We've got it open. We'll be following along with you guys all night. Our first story, though, is you're not a fan of Robert Kirkman, apparently, because I wrote the show notes this week.
Yep.
And you were just like, no. Okay. So Robert Kirkman, of creator of Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead for AMC, is creating new shows. He's done a I think a multi-year contract with Amazon to create new shows on Amazon Prime Video. No word on anything about the shows at all, but it's a big deal, I guess, when Robert Kirkman goes and signs something, because Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead were actually pretty good.
Yeah. Plus, there's a pretty solid chance that they'll hire Frank Darabont to come in and pilot all the shows so that he can just coast them safely down into the ground and just grind them to a pulp.
What is your beef?
So the only reason that The Walking Dead gained any momentum at first was because Frank Darabont just killed it the first season, and then AMC came through and
wait, killed it in a good way or killed it in that way that Denny from Grey's Anatomy was killing people?
I mean, it's like a zombie show, so killing it in every way applicable.
I only know memes and Denny. That's all I know of Walking Dead.
I'm really learning a lot about your Grey's Anatomy fetish over the last couple of episodes.
It's not really a fetish. It's more like
it's 2 episodes in a row that you're talking about Grey's Anatomy.
It's not really a fetish. I'm just saying I would do really well at pub trivia.
That's why we hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we hang out. But so Frank did the first season, which was great, right? Everybody just lost their minds over The Walking Dead. They're like, oh my God. So he provided the proof of concept or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then for season 2, they took it away from him.
Yeah.
And they cut their budget down to a quarter what the budget was. And they were like, hey, we fired all the writers. We fired the director. We cut all your money. Make season 2. And that's why season 2 sucked ass. And they've they basically they got jacked up at the beginning. And now they've just kind of been struggling to put it back together, but for some reason, it just got this huge following right up front, and now it's not all that great.
Yeah, a lot of shows struggle with season 2s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just sort of the kind of the thing. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see when you're not beholden to a TV network anymore, what they can kind of do with it, because Netflix, the Amazons, Hulu, they're all kind of expanding what creativity could be.
Yeah,
HBO in a little bit of a way too, because they have their own streaming service.
Well, HBO has been kind of
HBO's always been edgy though.
Yeah,
they've always been out there on that.
I don't know how exactly they make all their money, and they just let people just shit all over all their potential sponsors just all the time. I mean, what's his fucking British hilarious guy on HBO with the teeth?
John Oliver?
Thank you, John Oliver. Had a name moment. I seriously watch it every week, and I'm like, last week tonight with Jake
with a J name, yeah.
I mean, he even had an episode where he was like, I don't know how the fuck they make their money, because they told me that I need to show up with Pepsi.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Pepsi. So awesome.
Yeah. The other bit of news out of this whole kind of thing is that so Kirkman, Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead and all like that's on AMC. He signed a multi-year contract a while back with his production company with AMC. Now he and several others are suing to get out of that contract, apparently. I kind of would have thought you would want to sue before signing another contract, but okay. The contract that he's suing about, they say they have a profit scheme or profit sue over profits or something like that. I don't know. I guess when you have that much money, it doesn't fucking matter to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
Good on him. Good luck, I guess.
I mean, is the crew getting paid? Like, are the people that need
I
to
hope
pay
so.
bills getting paid?
I hope those zombies get paid really well for running in the background.
They should.
Yeah.
They should.
Actually, they're probably SAG actors, so they probably do get paid, hopefully well.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like The Walking Dead, so this is news, but it's kind of like, nah, to me.
The show came out, and I was super impressed with the first season, and then I went and bought Compendium 1 of the actual comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Read through all that, and was in a pretty aggressive depression, I would say, after I finished it for like a week or so.
Right.
I was like, wow, that was dark and uncomfortable, and there was no like, well, some shit happened, but here's some good shit happening. It was just
there's no levity to it at all.
Here's some shit, here's some more shit. We got you a third pile of shit. Enjoy. Here's
spoon.
Some
more. Have some fun. Yeah.
It was super rough.
The chat says the comics are way better than the show.
Yes.
Maybe one day I'll catch up with all the compendium.
Yeah, I'll have to loan you the compendium.
Yeah,
for sure.
I might check it out.
I'm sorry ahead of time.
Okay, good to know.
It's
good
great. It's great, but
Yeah.
it's also sad as shit
Okay.
the whole time.
Hey chat, you guys want to talk about Last Jedi? Yeah.
Did I miss Last Jedi news?
Dude, look at the show notes.
What?
Entertainment Weekly has released a ton of stuff about the new about Last Jedi. Because I think we get one more trailer. I think before December, or a full trailer. I guess the first thing that came out was a teaser or some shit. I don't know. These are very weird and hard things to do to keep track of this shit. But it goes into a lot of the backstory and things you can get excited about and all that kind of stuff. But apparently they talk about the fact that we still won't fucking know who the hell Snoke is. I'm so mad.
Is that going to be their big thing that they're going to hold on to until forever?
I guess. It's going to be like the Luke, I am your father, I guess. I don't know. But it talks a little bit about going through all of the different scenes and stuff like that, but there is what?
Yeah, I remember actually seeing this and being like,
I was like,
this
how
is
did you
too
miss
much
this?
information. This is too much information. I would like to see the movie.
It's none of this surprises me per se. I'll read through the headlines of like, we'll learn what happened between Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren. For fuck's sake, I hope so, because that's kind of the whole setup of this thing. That would be nice. Finn's a big deal in the Resistance. Yes. Kinda snuck back on the base, blew it up. Kinda.
I mean, like, it was kind of weird to me that everybody was like, "Nah, he's probably gonna die," and he's gonna be like the motivation for Rey to be like, "I don't know how I feel about the light side," and like, be.
I mean, the toys kind of gave that away, though. You
Yeah.
couldn't find a Rey doll, but you could find Finn with a lightsaber. Which, spoiler alert, he's not the one that ends up with the lightsaber. So fuck you, Lego. Actually, you can sponsor us if you'd like. The Last Jedi will be a bit like Empire Strikes Back. No shit. As if the Episode 7 wasn't an exact copy of Episode 4.
We saw the last one.
Yeah.
We're aware.
We're cool with that, though. Don't get me wrong. More is better.
Yeah. JJ's real good at, like, riffing on...
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
we took this movie, and then we went, like...
Yeah.
And, like,
he, like, added a couple extra lines and, some lens flares and...
Yeah.
Some
stuff blew up.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest that Wrath of Khan 2, Electric Boogaloo, that was your cue.
I was like, can I do
it? was good, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's nowhere near the Beastie Boys in the third remake movie. I just said that because Chad's going to scream at me for a second.
That was the best scene in a space movie ever, and fight me if you don't agree.
What the battle scene from where they
Beastie
put
Boys.
the Beastie Boys on there?
I can't follow through with this.
You can't even keep that with a straight
No.
face. Neither of us can, and I'm a huge
was-
Beastie Boys fan, and I can't even go. Wait, no.
Joe
no.
actually sent me a link to that video and just immediately just nosebleed. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Why? I'm at work and people are like, are you okay? Like, I'm in a shared workspace. Can you calm down? Do you need a napkin?
That's losing their shit right now.
Oh.
Congratulations. The other big news was the Porgs, which is, I guess, the Disney extra thing in this, because it looks like a fucking Pixar character with the little furry things and the giant eyes, and like I don't know. It looks like I don't know. It just looks weird to me.
I
But
hope, based on the height in the picture, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
not that much shorter than Chewie. It's like up to Chewie's nose.
no, but it's
in
like
the shot.
standing on the console, isn't it?
You think?
Okay.
But I'm hoping it's like the head to some like ballin' ass, just droid looking like cybernetic thing, and it's just like whenever it opens its mouth, like it like.
Okay.
Resistance is
I
futile.
almost died there a little bit. I almost died trying to drink some water while you were making a point.
Fake me out, please.
Just remember that we got Jar Jar Binks as like a beast type character in this whole thing too. So yeah. Chat's trying to keep us straight. It's not gonna happen tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's weird. I am still excited. We will do a spoiler cast probably again with everybody.
Mhm.
The last thing I kind of wanted to talk about, like, you're like the little like caretakers and stuff like that. Like, have you seen the pictures of those that they've gotten in there?
No, I haven't.
They look. You know that game Hot Shot Up, whatever it's called, where like the enemies are red and it's very stylized. And Chad, help me out. What is that game? Something with shot in it, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's like the enemies don't move until you move, and you're white and everything's
super
white.
hot.
Super hot.
Yeah,
There we
yeah.
go. Thanks. Yeah. So they look like characters out of that, basically. They look very polygonal, and they look like they spray painted some NFL like pads on them, and then gave them some claves and said, "Here, have fun."
Maybe that aesthetic looks better in motion, but I'm
maybe.
sitting here and I'm like, they just like molded some plastic and spray painted it.
Yeah.
And they were like, great. See you on set.
It feels a little bit, and like he's got like a salad bowl that leads to his head. I don't know. It just looks a little weird if you ask me.
Yeah.
But maybe it's good in theory. Maybe it's good in practice. I don't know. I always preferred the. I know this is a riff again. Just everything on these sequels are riffs of the old one, of Palpatine's guards.
Mhm.
You know, they were in the red and stuff like that. But those guys look cool because they were just like red hood with the eyes and the cloak, and then they had all their stuff that could, you know, actually fight off, you know, lightsabers and stuff. Like, I don't know, it felt good.
Those looked really cool. These, I don't know. I feel like it was sort of like the mysteriousness of those guards, like when they were still.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't really see what they had going on, and in motion, it's like this robe thing that's like really flowy and like
Right.
kind of got this beauty to it or whatever. This is like, if you're gonna do something chunky like this, these dudes better be big.
I mean, they
like
might
this better be
be,
the
yeah.
mountain underneath there.
That would
Right?
actually be really cool. I would love to see that.
Yeah, if there was some sort of like, I know like a physical, you can't be too imposing physically in the Star Wars universe because it's like, oh, the Force is looking,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But still, Like, I would like to see these
You
guards look like physically imposing.
Is that how Luke is gonna like be? It's like, man, the Force. Oh, fuck them all. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah,
Time for the
actually, I
Jedi
think
to
that's
end,
going to be
actually.
his conversation with
Yeah.
Rey, where she's going to be like, "Teach me," and he's like, "I don't know, the fucking Force."
I mean,
I tore my dick off.
he didn't practice on a carrot or a banana or zucchini and all
or
of
a
those
hot
things.
dog,
Or a hot
or
dog.
somebody else. I don't know. One of your enemies.
Right.
I've changed my mind. Let me touch you.
Woo! One good EMP grenade and he's back to Jamie Lannister. Yeah. So Microsoft Surface. Is that
Fucking his sister. What?
Well, he kissed his sister. Luke kissed his sister.
I mean, it's a big extended universe. We
Right.
don't know.
We
We
don't
don't know. We don't know.
They retconned the whole thing. We don't know.
Hey.
I mean,
hey, I don't
Disney
know.
also put a penis on the front of the Little Mermaid cover back in the day.
That's true.
That
That's
is a
true.
verified fact.
What's with Disney and dicks?
Got a lot of repressed people working like 100-hour weeks, like just drawing fancy things. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I don't know what it's like around there
I
anymore.
like to imagine that like Bob Iger was like, he saw that art and he was like, "Would you hide a dick in there?" It has nothing to do with repressed artists. He's
Yeah.
just like, fuck these little girls. Like, he's actually like the most hateful person on the face of the planet. Like, he runs Disney, like the place where all magic comes from for
Yeah.
little girls. And it turns out that he's just like the biggest piece of shit ever. And he just
Well,
hates it.
wasn't Walt
Just
Disney
hates
kind of a dick?
Yeah.
I always heard he was kind
Yeah,
of.
I heard he was a dick too.
Yeah. So maybe it's just
Maybe.
just a thing. I
Maybe.
don't know. There you go. For the
They're
for
like-
the people
they're
watching
like,
this
this
at home,
They're like,
I
"This
hope
is
you joined at
beautiful."
that moment.
This is beautiful. Here's this beautiful cover art for the Little Mermaid. Put a dick in it. What? But why?
I did not believe that in the longest time. This is before they had the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally ran into somebody that had one of those covers.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were like a trader at a flea market and they had one. And like he was like, no, I promise I have one. And he was like one of these like crazy Southern guys. So he was like, I have one.
Oh, I
And I
got
was-
one. I
and I
got
was
one
like-
with the dick
And I
on
was
it.
like, you are like one of those junk traders on Jakku. Even at that age, I knew what Jakku would become. And I was like, you're like that crazy motherfucker on Jakku. But I'm interested enough to see this particular cover.
All right,
sure
you sold
enough.
me. Your dick.
Right. Yeah, Pixar if it didn't happen. So Microsoft Surface.
It's just like, I'm done with this topic. Drop it. We're on.
Microsoft Surface has been taking a beating in the news lately. Consumer Reports dropped their reliability. That they weren't reliable and they were no longer a recommendation for a buy. And then it was put out by The Verge that Surface has had a lot of return rates. I think upwards to about 16, 17% or something like that. I mean, it gets pretty high there at one point. Hoover, what are you looking at the notes on right now?
I don't really appreciate that tone, and I'm prepared for this. I'm going to pull up some specs on a MacBook and how
Okay.
Apple's doing right now, and my computer crashed.
I wouldn't put it past it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a
dead.
Surface for about it literally died, didn't it? Yeah, I had a Surface for about 4 weeks. I tried. It didn't work.
You did try.
I did try. I did try to make it work, but sadly, no.
Yeah, so Microsoft has a very weird relationship with whoever it is that manufactures their hardware a lot of times.
Mhm.
And they don't consider longevity, I think, whenever they're designing for things. Like, I mean, great job like trying new things. It's actually one of the reasons
Right.
why I like Microsoft is because they'll try new things.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I feel like they're in a rush to get something new on the table, and then they try to work out the kinks after the fact. Evident with the Xbox 360. They're like, we got this new thing. Woo! So awesome. You want to know what its peak failure rate was?
35% or something.
55%.
Holy shit! That's way more than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was working for EB Games at the time, and people would come in looking to buy Xboxes, and I would be like, please do not. Don't do it. Actually, I think it was like 54.7 or something like that, but still, over half.
Right.
1 in 2. I would tell people it's got like a 50% failure rate now. Oh, I'm like, if you're not doing the math, if I grab 2 boxes from the back, one of those is already dead. In the box.
It got
on fire.
It got better, didn't it? Like, it got better.
It got better. Over time.
Yeah.
But again, it's like this is also we're at the 4th generation of the Surface Pro.
This is true.
And it's like,
yeah,
you know, people are having serious enough issues where they're losing their ravenous brand.
Oh, you take a gigantic hit on the brand when you have that. I mean, my Xbox One has been back to Austin 3.
Mm-hmm.
It died 2 weeks after I bought it. I sent it back to get all new inside space. It was not fun.
This whole thing with shoddy manufacturing, like that gets me heated so quick.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went with heated when we're talking about melting Xboxes, but yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, the Switch did it too. Stryker had his Switch on the dock, and
did it fully melt?
Yeah, we were both playing Zelda, and the thing straight up fucking bananaed.
I didn't see pictures of that because I remember y'all both telling me that it bananaed and just
went to pull it out of the dock, and it came a little hard out of the dock, and then when we went to put it back in, it was like you had to to get it back into the dock.
Came a little hard out the dock is our live album that's coming up in November. So look for that on Magical Records.
We're coming out hard out of the dock.
No, it's all acoustic in like Boston and St. John, Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah,
you could do a great Art Garfunkel if we got the hair going. You just got a lot more hair than I do. I can't grow it out like that. I'll do clean shaven with a baseball cap and just like crouch.
Mm-hmm,
I mean, you're already taller than I am anyway, so I don't have to like do much to get to the Simon and Garfunkel. So
I'm a ripe 5'11.5".
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I told him I was 5'9", and I know that's a load of shit, but whatever.
Well, you realize how long it took me to come to terms with the fact that I was 5'11.5".
That's like being 3.5 back in school, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So you ran across those things all the time. Whenever you'd be like 3/4 of the way through being 12, and you're like, I'm 13, and your mom would be like, he's 12.5. I'm almost 13. He's got 5 months till he's 13.
It's about that time where you're just like, I learned to round up. So
yeah. Learning about rounding in school.
It's an interesting thing in the tech industry, though, that there is the prevalency of just launch it and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That is across the board at all tech companies. Like right now, it's just launch it and we'll figure it out. Let's get it out there. Let's get the press. Let's get people excited about it. We'll figure out how to make it work.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Imagine if somebody built a fucking thing first and then was like, hey, guess what? I would be super pumped if Valve was like, hey, we decided we were going to build our own VR headset. Yeah? When is it going to be out? Fucking next week, boy.
That's the best announcements come when they're just like, hey, we've got this thing. Oh, and pre-orders start today. Look at that. Like, we waited till the product was baked.
Yeah. I mean, they could do that with a VR headset, or they could do that with a brand new fucking game.
You've said VR headset like 3 times since we've sat down at this table.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking for Valve to release a VR headset?
I doubt they ever will. They're tied too close with HTC, but what they have done...
They have announced a new game.
Pissed a lot of people off with it, too.
Can I get a boo?
Boo!
That is the sound of pissing off, like, the Key Arena. Like, if you know Key Arena in Seattle, but just think of, like, a basketball stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's how many people were pissed off when Valve announced a new trading card game based on Dota.
Not just that, it was how they did it.
Yeah.
They did a logo build. It was like, boo, 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah, they left
And
it
at
at
that
the
point-
threes. Yeah.
At that point, everybody's like, any of them! Pick any of them! I'll take it! And they're like, a new trading card game! And the entire crowd just simultaneously was like, oh!
I know there was a little bit of clapping in there. I didn't expect there to be quite as much clapping, but like,
I think I heard like one guy in the back like, woo! I'm so pumped.
they're talking Identico in the chat now because we're getting ready for the Kickstarter. Fantastic. So yeah, the best part about it is their little announce team they had to do was like trying to sell it. It's like, well, there's not just one board, there's 3 boards. And I was like, you motherfuckers keep dragging the number 3 out here. It's like a goddamn Sesame Street commercial. And then they're like, you've got 5 people to like pull around, and it's, you know, you're like moving around resources. And I was like, this sounds like work.
Yep.
Like, and they're talking about trading things in for gold and all this. No, fuck off. That's just another loot box thing.
Uh-huh.
We've been through
That's
this.
exactly what it's going to end up being. And I won't even get on that soapbox again.
Yeah,
Like,
we did that.
We did
yeah.
that shit last week. Fucking, come on, Valve.
Yeah.
Come on.
It was, I mean, I understand why they're trying to get that money, but Valve, as we talked about last week, is making money hand over fist.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, for real. It's like,
another way for them to make that money.
yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
get all of them.
Got to get all the money. Yeah.
I want to shout back to Joe said that he spotted somebody who made a console out of PS4 and Xbox One guts into like a single unit.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I want to see that Frankenstein beast. Just I feel like you slap that together, you can turn it on, and it just like it's like kill me, kill me. It's like shut up and eat the console. Shut up and eat the car. Just like jam Neo in there. It's like
I can see that, actually.
It's 4K.
Yeah,
4K for you, please.
I can see that, actually. It becomes sentient halfway through and like melds into the wall and
Just stop it. Alex pointed out that he thinks Gaben is just out to just fucking get under everybody's skin.
I think he's angry white guy at this point.
Quite
Just like,
plausibly.
I'm done.
I feel like all the AMAs and all the announcements and all, like everything that I see him in, he just looks like he's so fucking tired.
I don't know why. What are they doing over there?
In combination with having to run this entire company, like he's also like one of the biggest internet memes, and there's people like fucking jacking off on his picture and then like emailing it to him and shit. Like,
yeah, but you can just set up a fucking filter for that shit.
yeah, but I mean, after a little while, you're like, I'm making stuff for those same people.
You are. Gamers are the most entitled people on maybe the planet. Possibly. But, you know, it's like after a while you'd be like, I have more money than most people.
Alex,
Shut the fuck up.
Alex is totally supporting your Sesame Street thing by saying all Gaben has to do is tweet the letter 3.
This program is brought to you in part by the letter 3.
Some kid's like, that's the number! Yay!
Well, I did say this.
Next time I see Alex, he's gonna like hands on fist, just be like, "You son of a bitch!" I'm gonna show up to the Identico game, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, you get hit through the gut with a railgun."
Yeah, it's like
what
it's
a
like,
coincidence!
Wait! I
Jack
just
die.
rolled.
Jack die.
Jack die. Oh, look! I critically hit you.
Shit!
Oh, and look, it's in the head. That's like our game's version of the finger of God comes down and goes.
Rocks fall, everyone dies. But in this particular case, it's like cybernetically enhanced rocks fall, everyone dies.
What, like, we need to like turn on the links. Apparently,
Yeah,
people
apparently. Joe's trying to send us a link.
Our bad. I thought we had like.
Yeah, I thought I'd fix that. Whatever. Whatever. It ain't important.
We'll get it in the show notes or something.
Yeah, send it to us on Discord. Check it out.
Cool. So, in more streaming internet goodness news, so have you been watching American Gods?
Yeah, man.
You have? You're way
Yeah.
better than a man than I have because I haven't gotten to it yet for the
Ooh.
same issues that we've been having.
I think that you're going to love it just because it's so beautifully shot. It's shot like a comic book. Also,
Yeah.
it's fucking weird. The first 3 episodes, hardcore gratuitous but very well shot sex scenes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, like
Very tasteful.
yeah,
Yeah.
a dude ejaculates his soul into another dude.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
they're like star people or some shit while they're doing. I mean,
I never should have been surprised that Neil Gaiman married
it's
Amanda Palmer.
it's Neil fucking Gaiman.
Right.
He can do whatever he
No,
wants.
you gotta say it right. You gotta. It's Neil fucking Gaiman's son.
Neil Gaiman, boy. Yeah, I mean seriously, he was probably like in the writers' room, and they're like, so like, these two people, like this happens, and he's like, yeah, I want that dude to fuck that dude, and I want him to turn into star people, and he's gonna shoot his fiery soul up into the other guy's chest,
Yeah.
and like,
I kind of
Yeah.
wanted to hear that in Neil Gaiman's voice.
yeah,
I might see if I can tweet at him and see if he'll like record that for us. I want this dude to fuck that dude, and then I want them to turn into star people, and then his fiery ejaculate goes right up there,
right into his
right in his heart. So if you like Neil Gaiman, like we do, so he is creating a new show, or I guess Good Omens is coming to Amazon Video, and it just happens to be starring Michael Sheen and the best doctor of all time, David Tennant. Right? I am super excited by that.
Dude, I'm
I
down with
can't
anything,
wait to
Tenet.
watch American Gods. I'm gonna catch up on it and just kind of like binge it all in one shot when I can buy the season.
It's a short season. You could do it.
Yeah, it's what Showtime Cinemax, one of those kind of things. I think is where it's on.
9
Yeah.
episodes,
Yeah,
something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks really good, and chat wants to fight me now. Don't care. Don't care. Love Matt Smith. Love him. Don't get me wrong. David Tennant, best doctor ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're both. It's like I don't know which one of these gold bricks I like more.
Right.
This one's got a little scuff on the bottom,
Right.
and then there's like Capaldi over there who's like
Capaldi's like
I'm nickel. I'm like, get out of here, Capaldi.
Yeah.
We're talking about gold bars.
yeah, the periodic table of doctors. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Hurt Doctor there's like the radium off to the side, and he's like, I don't care. I saved all of Gallifrey. Fuck them all.
All I have to do is get that macro shot on the camera and just
Right.
be like, I don't care anymore. Everybody's like, yeah, okay.
So I don't know when this goes into production and all like that, but I am super fucking excited for this particular show. And then you also have in the notes here that he's coming back for season 2 of Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Do we know if he's gonna be in the Defenders as well?
I don't know.
Okay, so you could come back and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah. So spoilers. Died at the end of Jessica Jones. He straight up snapped his neck.
Obviously not.
So, well, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a superhero TV show. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's the thing. Like, so now the question is, like, I think there's a couple things that could happen.
Yeah.
Right. Either they go like hardcore sci-fi comic booky, like somebody brought him back to life, nanomachines or some shenanigans, or
Right.
like the who the fuck is Daredevil fighting? Ninjas? Everybody
Ninjas.
was kung fu fighting.
I don't know. I just know Fisk is gonna be in this whole thing, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be fantastic.
Like those ninja dudes have
Yeah.
like resurrected Elektra as well. Like maybe for some reason they're like, we could use this guy,
Yeah.
scoop him up out of the river, and they bring him back.
It's
Or
possible. Yeah.
or he's like this remnant with Jessica.
Sorry, Chad just said it's a super. They just cut you
Bang.
completely off. They said They said it's a superhero show. A stiff breeze from a fart can out the window can pass and rest people. That's actually true. People get resurrected in superhero more than you do in like WoW.
Yep.
There's also flashbacks, which is the obvious like.
Yeah, they could do flashbacks. That's kind of where I was going. Was like he's got kind of a remnant thing going on with Jessica, and she's gonna have like conflicts and like just gonna keep seeing him places, and he's gonna be like on a sidewalk and like that kind of stuff, and you know he'll be like kind of heckling her as she goes through her day, like you're better than this, Jessica.
Right.
You
It's
know,
coming
that
back.
kind of that kind of shit. I honestly think that's probably what it's gonna end up being. Quick aside. Heard that John, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, John Bernthal or whatever, the guy who's playing
Punisher.
The Punisher.
Yeah.
Apparently has been fighting to keep the Punisher as like he a good guy or a bad guy? Because they were trying to make him like really heroic, and he was like, no. The Punisher is an asshole.
No, he kind of is.
Yeah.
But he's an asshole. He's an asshole in a less fun way that Deadpool is. Because he still does a lot of the right things.
Right.
But he does it in a way that is way more gritty.
Right.
At least.
It's
so,
like I don't
know.
It's like you could stop a thing by just slapping a guy and being like, cut it out. And he's just like, instead, he's like, makes them eat their own dick. Like, I don't know.
Sometimes the bad guys deserve that. That's all I'm saying.
He Game of Thrones them.
Yeah, sometimes they deserve that. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of Game of Thrones.
Wiener. One dinklage next to another dinklage. Doesn't that name sound even more dirty whenever you put it next to the word wiener? Wiener dinklage.
Wiener dinklage. He had that one show that was like, what was this? Like a really shitty movie, but it was like
Elf?
No, he was not an elf.
Yes, he was.
He was?
Yes, he was an elf.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Elf in forever, but I did not know that.
Will Ferrell's dad, right, works for a children's book company, like a publisher or whatever, and Peter Dinklage plays this like super famous children's author or whatever, and he comes in there and he's like, I've got an idea for a book, and then like Will Ferrell comes in there and he's like, you're an elf, and he's like, Peter Dinklage's character is like really edgy and like angry all the time, and he's like, what the fuck did you just call me, and charges him and tackles him over the table. And obviously I didn't know he was in it at first, but then we watched it last Christmas with the girls, and I was like, is that motherfucking Peter Dinklage? Yes.
So before we go into a little bit of recap and we can chat through this season's stuff,
chat through Elf.
No, Pixels was not. Sorry. The chat saying is Pixels. Yes, he was in Pixels. That was a shitty movie. There's an even shittier movie that I'm gonna have to look up because I actually had it. I actually wanted to like watch the movie, and then I heard it was so bad, like worse than Pixels bad, which is hard to fucking do, to be quite honest.
Really?
No, but
I just totally killed your vibe with Geely. You were like, we don't talk about Geely.
We kind of don't, right? Geely's the like the Kevin Smith movie that I don't deal with anymore, because it's just like can't do it. Knights of Badassdom came out in 2013. I will read you the plot synopsis. Live action role players conjure up a demon from hell by mistake, and they must deal with the consequences. Now,
I want to see that.
I would love to get high with you and watch this movie. It is on Netflix.
Yeah. Why aren't we doing that now? Oh, there's a podcast.
There's a podcast, yeah.
Still. Later.
Can we riff tracks it? Okay, we're gonna riff tracks it. So
legal here.
It's legal here. Yeah, by the way, it's legal here where we're recording. Sorry. We should probably preface that. Another episode of this season has leaked online, apparently in HBO in Spain. And so doesn't go. It's the leak was found on Reddit, on our Free Folk, which is probably a really awesome Reddit. that I'm
Mhm.
going to click on right now and hope that it doesn't come up with over 18.
They can't see your screen. Do it.
Right. Yeah, they did. Okay, HBO Spain has. Yep, they put it out there by accident. That's an oopsies. That's a big oopsies. Yeah. So, all right, that's a thing.
So
They can't seem to keep their shit under wraps. This is the most wanted like fucking property, like more than like The Last Jedi or something like that. Like, they just want them dragons, yo.
Dragons,
Yeah.
baby. By the way, I'm glad to see at the
Uh-huh.
beginning of this episode that it seems like all of our Durgans are doing okay.
Yeah.
I was afraid. I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
been shot. That's gonna be. That's
I'm
not
going
good.
down. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
They shot me, bitch. Ah! I just went down to the ground, and I was like,
I want to do that from Dave Chappelle's voice. Be like, ah, ah.
Dave Chappelle would make a great dragon. Dave, if this gets around to you, can you just take a snippet?
Oh yeah,
like
and just
as he's
overdub.
flying through the air, he gets hit and he's falling, and he hits the ground. Just give us what Dave Chappelle's voiceover would be. I don't have any money, but I'll perform sexual favors. I mean, like whatever I got to do to make this happen.
A rich bitch, just right as he's about to flame. Yeah. So
Because I'm a dragon. I got the gold horde.
It's just some fucking Cat Williams. I am a boy, Damon. So as we predicted, our man did not die. It was Braun that helped him out.
Mm-hmm.
As we also predicted, he was basically like, "Bitch, I should have died," and then he was like, "You ain't dying on my watch."
All of a sudden, that was a river, by the way.
Yeah, right. We had chariots of fire leading into a river. Like that didn't make any sense. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it didn't
Yeah.
make a whole lot of sense. But whatever.
But can we get to the real point of this whole fucking episode? Goddamn, Gendry is back!
Woo! Boy, he wrecked those motherfuckers on the. Oh God! Everything about him was great.
Did he make a pit stop in Bravos before coming back? Because that dude was just like, because like when they went up to the blacksmith stuff, and I was just like, the blacksmith, that's Gendry, that's Gendry, and then he was like, I got it, and then he just went and got a giant warhammer, and I was like, you need to be more Scottish to have that warhammer.
Everything about that man is beautiful. Beautiful chiseled face.
Yeah.
They spritzed him with a little bit of baby oil. Got that close in shot.
Yep.
Beautiful eyes. And he just, those lines, he was like, I'm ready. This is happening. It doesn't matter.
He was just like, I've been waiting for you to come back, goddammit.
You'll better know how to handle a sword. And he's like, I don't do swords. Big ass fuck off hammer.
Like,
that'll do. That'll do, donkey.
I just, like, that was fantastic. I feel vindicated now. We just said it last week. Like,
and we were kind of right about him coming back ultra jacked.
Right?
He came back. He's like, I've been rowing for 8 months. I'm going to pick up the blacksmith thing. The only logical thing for me to swing is a hammer. No,
here's the thing. I cannot figure out who has better jokes, Braun or Sir Davos. Because the first fucking words out of Sir Davos' mouth were just, I figured you'd still be rowing. And I was like, finally! Oh my God, they heard me.
I rolled
They
off the
heard
couch.
me.
Like, that's so, the writers were totally like, we got to say something about it because everybody's like, Gentry's still rowing. Gentry's still rowing. Gentry's still rowing. So they're like, I thought you'd still be rowing.
Yes! Chat would like you to define a fuck off hammer.
Define a fuck off hammer?
Yes, define a fuck off hammer.
Please refer to the previous episode of Game of Thrones and what the fuck he did with that thing. That's got to be like, how heavy do you think that is, right? Like
that's a good 20 pounds worth of.
Yeah, a 10-pound mallet is like that big.
Yeah.
Right? And this thing was like, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that was like a 30-pound head on that thing. Like,
yeah.
Jesus
30,
Christ.
30-pound head, the name of our third album.
Also the name of my dick. You ready to see the 30-pound head, baby? You know it.
Did you notice that the hammer's got a stag on it too? Like he's total like it's been like, hey, I've been a plot device here under your nose the whole time.
The whole time. By the way, just waiting for my wife to drop in a chat and be like, he is greatly over exaggerated.
Right? She's like,
Greatly.
he's like, I am going to style check you right now, motherfucker.
30-ounce hammer. Maybe.
That's going in a promotional video at some point. So can we get to the worst part about this whole thing?
The fact that they ended as they like walked to the other side of the wall, and I was like, I had to wait a week for this.
Right,
No.
right.
No.
This seems like the worst idea ever, but that's actually not the worst part of this episode. The worst part about this episode is that Jaime and Cersei have another kid on the way. Mama Bear just got even more dangerous, and also freaky weird, even more freaky weird.
Two things though. I want to rewind real quick.
Okay.
The exchange whenever Gentry met John,
where
Davos was like, "Don't tell him anything."
Oh,
about
yeah,
it."
yeah,
And
yeah,
he
yeah,
comes
yeah.
up and he was like, "I was Robert Baratheon's son," and Davos was like, "He wasn't supposed to tell you that." And then like, just that whole exchange, like, our fathers fought together. They were
Yeah.
best friends. This feels right, and I'm here to fight for you. I'm here
Yeah.
to fight with you, and that's what we're gonna do. I was like,
And then we might lose him.
and then we might lose him on the other side of the wall.
Dumbest fucking raiding party in history.
I have thoughts,
Okay.
but so back to Cersei being pregnant.
Okay, we're gonna jump around again. Okay, cool.
Back to Cersei being pregnant. She is more dangerous, but she also now has a reason to live and not like just go balls to the wall, just burning everything to the ground, destroying everything. Like, she's got to have a kingdom for this child to inherit, right?
Yeah.
So now she wants to kind of preserve everything. Whereas before, I kind of felt like she was walking around the map like, fuck them, fuck them, fuck that.
She's fast. She's literally fast traveling with a little painted map in there.
Yeah, like literally just walking around the map like, fuck everybody. We're surrounded by traitors. Fuck them all. I hate everything.
Chat disagrees with you and just says she's making it up for no reason.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
That's interesting. That is quite interesting. Regardless, they are on their way to find an undead thing and bring it back to Cersei, whose full-time guard is an undead thing.
Yeah.
He's
He's
going
also
to be
a death knight.
She's going to be so wildly unimpressed.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's going to end up being like Cersei's going to try to like go head to head with them. And I think Clegane Bowl, get hype, motherfucker. The Hound versus the Mountain. All bets are coming in. What do you got? Who are you voting for? Who are you rooting for? Whose banner are you waving?
Well, he's a man without a banner.
Ooh, nice,
The free agent.
Nice.
Versus the comeback kid.
Ooh. Here's an even crazier thought. The Hound dies on the far side of the wall, and their only option is to drag his body back. He turns. He is the undead example that goes back to King's Landing, and we get a zombie Clegane Bowl. Get hype, motherfucker! What? Zombie Clegane Bowl. That's the only way you can step that up. People have been hyping that for seasons now. Clegane Bowl.
The thing about it is you've got like 3 people who've been brought back to life in the goddamn party.
Mm-hmm.
There's like half of the undead is with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then we got that motherfucker with like medieval lightsaber in the last shot of the preview for next week.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
He's just like, I got an eye patch and a flaming sword.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Janice was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "He's like the cleric of."
He's the Lord of Light. He's the one that keeps saying the Lord of Light or whatever. So
Yeah. I'm so ready for next episode.
The chat has been, and I've actually seen this a couple places where they're talking about them being a D&D party.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one problem. They have no good healers, and they got no fucking wizards.
Yeah.
Bran is not with them. They need the wizard.
He's too busy trying to figure out how to puppet that fucking tree.
just
Uh, Meanwhile, in Winterfell, what the fuck is going on with Littlefinger and Arya? He's scaring me. He's scaring me.
He's trying to lay some seeds of some shit, but I think that she's gonna kind of walk into some shit, and then I think she's gonna walk right out of it, perhaps with his head. Like, I just think, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Do you think perhaps that she sees Littlefinger staging things and plays along with the staging so that later she can be like, oh, I killed all your little underlings. Here's their heads. Like,
Perhaps, but I feel like her hubris is in the fact that she thinks she can sneak around all over the place, and then Littlefinger's been like, bitch, I've been doing this since you were born.
it is kind of a Stark trait, and she is a little prideful right now.
She's a little prideful, and she's already a little wary of Sansa and her ability to lead.
Mm-hmm.
And that, that note was the one that she was kind of forced to write back when she was so innocent and so young back in.
Was that the note?
Yeah, that's the one that she wrote that was like, they're killing, I think it was, they're killing Dad and stuff like that because he spoke out against Joffrey. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's all fine.
Uh-huh.
It's the one that, like, her mom, like, read and was like, she had a knife to her throat when she read. And then was like, nope, Rob, nope, don't go down there.
Yeah.
Because it was the one trying to tell Rob, like, come here, bend the knee, everything will be okay. And
Right.
yeah, Mama Bear was like,
Okay.
I know, I know how this works. Nope. So
Nice.
yeah, so who do you think's gonna die? Chat, who do you think's gonna die?
I really hope.
Ain't all of them making it out.
I really hope it's not Gentry, but he makes the most sense.
Not Tormund. Brienne of Tarth will be very sad. I know.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody.
Everybody dies.
Everybody's gonna die someday.
Well, that's. But Jon comes back to life.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I wonder if they make it out of the battle. Like, they turn the corner real quick, and then it's just like,
Ooh.
that's a lot of people marching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It was good to kind of see that, like, that they are truly doing what we were talking they were going to do. Like, they are headed directly for Eastwatch, that side of the wall, the whole 9 yards, and so
Very nice. I'm looking forward to Eastwatch. I'm looking forward to seeing some White Walkers. It looked like there was a very calm and patient shot of the White Walkers, like the head ones.
Well, the
Kings
Night
or whatever.
King was
The
there,
Night
and then I essentially, I don't know if they have a like a name or whatever like that, but I always look at them like the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And the Night King is leading them, or
Right.
like that.
It almost felt like somebody got captured.
Perhaps
It was just way too chill. There was just like the other one that was just kind of like on his horse behind him, and he just kind of was like slowly.
But I mean, even after he
stalking
was
up.
getting his ass handed to him at Hardhome, I say ass handed to him. Even as they were losing at Hardhome, he was very calm and collected, and then just like, "Sup, bro? Sup?"
Yeah, it may not.
I don't think he moves fast, is what I'm saying.
Right. Everything is very calm, very calculated.
Yeah. When you're undead and you know you have that many people, and then every time somebody dies, you just bring them right back up and into your control.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm just saying George R.R. Martin owes Blizzard a couple of dollars.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
He's like, I'll just wait you out. I don't need supplies. Supplies.
All right, the chat is gonna say. All right, the chat says Littlefinger's dying. They also say that if Tormund dies, they're gonna riot. The chat says Benjen is going to come back to save everybody. They also have a theory that Mormont will turn himself into a white. Don't know why. Maybe he's got that. Maybe that's his shape-shifting ability. I don't know. He just got rid of grayscale. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then somebody said undead dragon. And that would be some bullshit.
That would be some bullshit.
I'd just be like, this is going to be. But you got to think something's going to take on the dragons. Because, like, right now, they're still just circling the island being like, I like fish and goats. And then, like, when are they going to be unleashed? And then what is going to be their foil?
Right.
From a storytelling perspective,
Yeah. That's kind of got to be the case, right?
Yeah.
Like, because as of right now, they're nukes. They're nukes as far as the undead army goes too.
Yeah.
And if they can just like fly over and breathe fire over the whole thing every other day. Like,
yeah, how are you
we're
going to take
breathe
that
fire, we're going to go eat, we're going to breathe some fire, we're going to go fuck. You know, like, yeah, let's chill, let's smoke a joint. Maybe we'll go breathe some fire.
The dragons are Rastafarians? Like, that'd be fantastic, actually.
Chilling on an island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was the one scene, by the way, like, oh, there's two things, by the way.
You spit hot fire.
Spits. His name's not Drogon. My name is Dylon, mama. You've been getting it wrong. I spits hot fire. There are only 2 other dragons that are even on the same plane as Dylon. But the 5 hottest dragons are Dylon, 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 and Dylon.
The other 2 are like, Mom!
Bobby's doing
derpy.
the voice again.
The fuck is this?
What?
We were retarded.
This is the comedy podcast people tune in for, okay? So 2 other things. If we had any doubt of who Jon's parentage really is,
Oh, they're nailing it.
Gilly was just like, oh, it says right here in the book there was a Rogartar, and then what does annulment mean? And I'm like, Sam, you can't be that stupid, dog. She just gave you the answer to the question.
The question.
Yeah. Silence will fall when the question is asked.
Wrong show, but I like it. I like how that was used.
Yeah. And then the dragon was just like, what's up, cuz? How you doing?
Yeah. That
I don't know if you guys saw my tweet about that. And I was just like, what's up, cuz? That battle was fire. And then this dude thought he was going to get Mom with a spear. And I was all like, hi, bitch.
That was too good.
Yeah.
Janice was like, what's going on? And I was like, the motherfucking Targaryen. He's got that dragon blood.
Well, you know, the best thing about it, he's like, oh, I'm going to. And I, like the entire time it was on, I was like, yeah, dragon likes to be squished right here. Get him up under the chin, though, man. They love him up under the chin. Just like right there. Dragons are like cats, man. You just give them a little squish right there, and they're like, yeah. You ever heard a dragon purr? Get him a little right up here on the scales.
Ooh. What if the whole party dies north of the wall and Jon is the only one who gets out? Be a dragon back.
Possibly.
It also seems plausible.
Possibly. But, Alexa, who is Jon Snow's parents? That's right. Even she knows the goddamn answer.
Woo!
So there you go.
I feel like that's unfair. You did that, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. Maybe. Don't point the finger at me like that. I'm just saying. We all know it. It is true. The Alexa has spoken.
I feel like maybe you didn't do it specifically, but like when the lead programmers went to the bathroom and you locked the door behind them, and from the outside you just hear like.
Must learn how to program.
And the lead programmer comes out like, oh God. Okay, I'll do it. It was the best sex of my life.
Oh my goodness. I think that's a good place to end the show, don't you think?
Sure.
You guys have been listening to the Super Magical Podcast. Big thanks to everybody who's in the chat tonight. Stryker, our intrepid intern again from the road. Alex the humanoid. Joe. Is Mojav here? I didn't see Mojav this week. Big thanks to Jack's Alive Potato, all those guys for the follows and heads up on there. We appreciate it. If you want to interact with this, if you're listening to it on the podcast, we do this every week at 8 p.m. Pacific time here on Twitch. Yes, sir.
I just got to give a shout out to one of the new podcast listeners.
Oh, yes?
My dad.
Your dad, Papa Hoover.
My dad.
Papa Hoover is a listener. Thank
Yeah.
you, Papa Hoover.
He's been calling me and talking to me about the podcast and the show and whatnot.
Has he
He's
been
like-
getting you on you about your use of a certain swear word?
He has not,
Good.
but now that you've drawn attention to it, he,
He
probably will.
will.
You dick. You asshole.
If you're not able to watch live, we're available on demand on both Twitch and YouTube, as well as your favorite podcatcher. Please throw us a subscribe in your favorite way possible and let us know that you did it so we can thank you on the show. We don't do any paid advertising for the show, so your word of mouth is all we rely on to get any type of advertising and any type of exposure out there. A quick shout out that if you're coming to PAX West 2017 here in Seattle, Washington, the entire Super Magical crew will be there. We're going to do some t-shirts or something. I don't know. Look for our faces and you can find the rest of us. We're going to be doing something a little special for the podcast because I've been talking with a little Mega Rans and Kate Murdoch will be Also, the crew will be running a game of Identico on Monday. We'll be running games of Identico all weekend, starting on Saturday and Sunday. These are first come, first serve. If you're on a mailing list, you just got your invite. You get a couple of days before I open it up to everybody in the mother. So jump on that if you actually want to see to play Identico. This is like the last major beta playtest before the book is gonna.
What are we doing tonight?
We are recording some vocals for the podcast intro. Or no, I'm sorry, for the Kickstarter video. That thing.
Yes.
I'm staring at the word podcast. That's what I'm doing now. So
It's
that's
close.
coming soon too. So
It's
if you're a
real
member,
close.
if you signed up on our email list and all like that, you got that as well. This is the game. Look right here. That thing right there. Behind this. This isn't actually the cover. The cover actually looks better. We'll release that next week.
Cover looks.
We'll do that next time. But it's quite thick. A lot of pages.
I don't like it.
Thick and white? Okay. The podcast is recorded here in Seattle as a production of Super Magical and Humanoid Games. Our executive producer is Gator Pete. Our benevolent overlord is our benevolent overlord. Now I sound like a Dothraki coming across the field.
Hey, let's keep it.
Yeah, sure. If you have a comment or question for the show, find us on Facebook or Twitter. Search Super Magical Podcast. For my man Hoover, for myself, because let's be honest, that's why we do it. That's not really. We do it for you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
I do it for my dad.
Bye, Twitch.
Yeah.